Well, how you doing? Mr. DJ's back on the countdown, my fantasy playlist of October 17th, 1992. And we're at number 13, down 3 notches from number 10. It is Soup Dragons with Sweet the Fine Thing. This is a happy medium between the slick break beats and guitar toasted rock and roll, man. Just fresh out of the toaster. Burned to the crisp. Yeah. Well, not quite. It's not quite that hard. Sweet the Fine Thing by Soup Dragons. But bring back some memories from the fall of 1992. Was not a big hit here in America, though. They're from Scotland. They formed in some little town near Scotland, near Glasgow, Scotland. This was back in 1985. In 1986, they signed a record deal. It was something called Subway Organization. That's kind of a pompous name for a record company or a label, but they came out with a single with the Subway, and it didn't do anything. But their second single by the Soup Dragons called Whole Wide World, that was a big indie hit in England. Went to number 2 on the indie charts in Britain back in 1986. A guy named Jan Summers, he was the former co-manager of Wham. He signed Soup Dragons to his Raw TV label, and that led to some more indie hits and even a few pop hits on the British charts in the late 80s. Towards the end of the 80s, going into the 90s, Soup Dragons made a little change. They changed up their music a bit. Instead of focusing on indie rock, they went for a dance pop rock sound. And they released an album. I don't know if I wrote the album down, the name of that album down. I don't think I did. Just bear with me. Hang on. Bear with me. Yeah, Love God. That was the album. Love God. And they had a hit. And I forgot all about this record. Hitline played this. I do remember them playing this. This was back in late 1990, early 1991. It was an acid house rave up called I'm Free. It was a remake of a very obscure Rolling Stones song that they recorded, the Rolling Stones recorded back in 1965, but remade. It was a British hit for Soup Dragons. Fall of 1990, I'd say about late 90, early 1991, because I got in one of my fancy playlists. And a couple of years later, Sweet the Fine Thing came out. The song that I recommend, though, they put out an album called Hot Wired in 1992, and Pleasure was just phenomenal. I like that a lot better than Sweet the Fine Thing. The way that it starts, the guy starts kind of yelling or something, and then the guitar just booms, just rolls right in like a tsunami. A sonic tsunami. Yeah. Just washes all over you. You're like, yes, I'm in a state of bliss. Let's do this thing. Alright, Soup Dragons, Sweet the Fine Thing at number 13 on my fancy playlist.